Hey everybody, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Hey, this is EAJ Man from Autopsy Live and the Skype Pirates. When I want to make it look like I give a shit about sports, I tune into Sports World Radio with Jeff Escow.
Jeff
Doing bad time. Doing bad time. Got myself a problem.
from San Diego. It's Sports World Radio. You've never heard a sports show like this. Oh, no, you haven't.
Oh, blow me.
You got it.
Holy fucking shit.
What the hell is your major malfunction?
Can't believe that goddamn son of a bitch did that fucking crap.
Don't give me any of your shit.
Right?
Yeah, that's right. Those are your hosts, Jeff Ascow and Sean Mann. Remember, those who can't play sports, talk about it. These two tell it like it is. Tune into Sports World Radio for the fastest hour of sports of your life. So here they are, the douchebags of sports themselves, Jeff Ascow and Sean Mann.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to Sports World Radio. I am your host, Jeff Ascow. We got a jam-packed show like we do each and every day here at Sports World Radio. Lots and lots and lots to get to here at Sports World Radio. We're going to have a lot of fun today. Let's get all the particulars out of the way, and then we'll get on with the show. SportsWorldRadio.com is the place to listen to us each and every Monday through Friday. 6 o'clock on the East, 3 o'clock on the West. If you live in the Central.
If you live in the Central, figure that out for yourself.
I had to do that because I had the cough, so I didn't want you guys to hear that, so I needed a second, so thank you. If you want to get in touch with the show, give us a holler at 619-663-3715. That's 619-663-3715. If you're a Skype user and you want to ask us a question, Skype us at Sports World Radio Show. We're on Skype. You can Skype us at Sports World Radio Show if you have a question. Also, you can get in touch with us via email at swrshow@gmail.com. That's swrshow@gmail.com. Also, head on over to Facebook and like our Facebook page. Now, I have a mission, kids. I want to hit 200 likes on Facebook by the 15th of this month. So if you have not liked our Facebook page, head on over to facebook.com/SportsWorldRadio. And that includes everybody. Josh, Sean, Frank, Nick, the whole gang, everybody, all the listeners, everybody. If you have not liked the Facebook page of Sports World Radio, then head on over to facebook.com/SportsWorldRadio. I got to pump up the likes, so like the page, please. While you're doing that, you might as well follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/SportsWorldRadio. That's twitter.com/SportsWorldRadio. Yes, and don't forget, if you're listening to us on Spreaker, which is another way to listen to the show because that's where our chat room is. So if you want to chat in our chat room with us, head on over to Spreaker.com. That's Spreaker, Spreaker.com. Get yourself a free account. Type in Sports World Radio. As soon as you do that, the bottom of the screen will come up and the show will be there. Go all the way over to the right, click the chat bubble, and start chatting away. Now, once you do that, please like our show. Click the like button, turn it yellow, and share it with everybody. Tell them this is the fastest and the wackiest sports show you've ever heard in your life, and share it with everybody. And we're only one like away from getting 200 followers here on Spreaker. So we need one more follower for that. So like our Facebook page, follow us on Spreaker, like our show. Always hit the like button when you come on the show. The more likes, the better for us here at Sports World Radio. I think I got all the particulars out of the way. I think I got 2 more to go. If you're over at SportsWorldRadio.com, and even if you're not, click the donate button over there and donate to the cause and help us keep us doing what we like to do. I'm just going to put it out there, okay? Josh's laptop is all screwed up. So we're collecting donations to get Josh a new laptop. His laptop is all screwed up. So donate to the cause and help us get Josh a new laptop. How about that for Sports World Radio? He's dying over there. All right, so that's that. Now, also, SWR Sports Charts is live, kids. If you want to hear what Sean and I talk about during the commercial breaks, then head on over to sportsworldradio.com/sport shorts. That's sportsworldradio.com/SPORTSHORTS, Sport Shorts. And sign up today for SWR Sport Shorts. Every single commercial break, Sean and I are having a conversation, and we're talking to all those people on SWR Sport Shorts who join our membership. And we're having contests, and we're doing different things for them that we're not doing on the show for you guys. So join SWR Sport Shorts and get involved in all the contests. Listen, it's only $5 stinking a month. That's all it is. Listen, don't go to Starbucks one day a month. Take that $5 and listen to SWR Sport Shorts. You have February in there. You have a bunch for February that's free. And then you have all of March in there. And we are doing April. And I'm putting April in there every single day for you guys. Okay? It's only $5. It's 1 cup of coffee at Starbucks. If you go to Starbucks every day and spend $5 on your way to work, that's $25 a week. I got an idea. You can go one day without your cup of coffee from Starbucks, you sons of bitches. All right? So head on over to SWR Sports Shorts. Hey, shocker. It's not called Jeff's Shorts. It's SWR Sports Shorts. My friend Tanya came up with that name. Thank you very much, Tanya. I appreciate that. I spent the weekend here with her in San Diego when she was here for the convention, and she came up with that name. So, boom, there it is. SWR Sports Shorts is live. So head on over to sportsworldradio.com/Sport Shorts and get your SWR Sport Shorts today. Now, with everything out of the way, let's bring in that rat bastard himself, the co-host, Sean Mann, the update man. What's going on there, you rat bastard?
Good afternoon, Jeff, and welcome everybody to Sports World Radio on the 2nd of April, 2015. 6:10 p.m. on the East Coast, 3:10 p.m. on the West. You Central people, you need to figure that out for yourself. Weather right now is very nice and warm here. It's like in the 50s today, 50s or 60s. So it's nice and calm and a nice sunshiny day, and always nice and sunny San Diego.
It's nice out there,
I don't even have to ask.
It's nice out there, huh?
Yeah, and the heat wave continues in San Diego,
yeah,
correct?
It's freaking smoking hot out here. I just turned the air conditioner off, man. I just turned the air conditioner off before I went live. Are you kidding me? It's freaking smoking hot.
Shout out to Shocker and to Josh Lopez. He's the producer of Sports World Radio. Welcome, guys.
Shocker hasn't been in the show for a while. Welcome back, Shocker. You know what? I have that feeling that there's a bunch of other people hanging out in the chat room, but they're afraid to talk to us, man.
That one person, speaking of which, Jeff, since you just took the words right out of my mouth for people that haven't showing up, Smoking Ronnie again, sending me another story. He said the Dallas Cowboys, this is our first story of the day, restructured Tony Romo's deal.
Yeah,
could it
screw
pave
you.
the way for Adrian Peterson? Woohoo!
Hey, Smoking Ronnie, where are you today? I'm
He's
here.
probably saving up his money so he can get ready to lose the bet, and then you guys can have that nice barbecue in San Diego
Hey,
for the Super Bowl
Smoking
party.
Ronnie, I'm here. Sean's here. Where's your ass? It's going to be like that every Monday during the football season. You ain't going to show up when the Cowboys lose, right?
He won't, because he'll be quiet. Then he'll say, I should not have made that bet with Jeff Escal.
Yeah, you better, you know what? You better smoke. You know what? You better freaking start marinating the ribs now, bitch.
He's probably getting ready to save up the money because
You know?
he made a guarantee that the Cowboys were going to win it all. He goes, silver and blue, baby.
You better start marinating the ribs now and bring a case of barbecue sauce because we're going to have lots of fun out here in San Diego for the freaking Super Bowl. You know, we're going to be celebrating a win. We're going to be celebrating the Cowboys not making it. We're going to be having lots of fun, bitches.
Pro Football Talk is reporting that the Dallas Cowboys and quarterback Tony Romo have restructured his deal in a move that clears up $12.8 million in salary cap space this year. There's a lot of space. Why the move now? After all the top free agents, including their own DeMarco Murray, have landed new homes.
Because he needs the money to pay Adrian Peterson.
That is correct.
Because he's a hypocrite.
It might not be coincidence that the disgruntled Minnesota Vikings running back Adrian Peterson is set to earn a base salary of $12.75 million this coming season. Smokin' Ronnie said to me, I feel it, I believe it, silver and blue, Sean. It's going to be a fabulous year for the Dallas Cowboys.
I hate to tell you something, Smokin' Ronnie. I really, 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 really hate to tell you something. But myself said this was going to happen months and months and months ago. So guess what? Guess what, Smokin' Ronnie? You're only repeating what I already said.
13 minutes after the hour.
I'll tell you what,
Smokin'.
I'll tell you what, Smokin' Ronnie. You go back, listen to the tapes from months ago, you'll hear me say that Adrian Peterson's going to be on the Cowboys. I called this so long ago. Hey, you know what, Smokin' Ronnie? You better catch up, dude, because you're way behind the times because I called this months ago.
And here he is messaging me, and then he's messaging Jeff, sending him Dallas Cowboy articles and saying, doesn't he look so sweet and blue and silver when that happens?
They're making room for him. But you want to know something? Jerry Jones is a hypocrite because he wouldn't pay DeMarco Murray more than $5 million, but he's going to give Adrian Peterson, who didn't play at all last year, and who knows what's going to happen when he starts to get hit, giving him $13 million, right? Does that make any sense?
That doesn't make any sense.
If you knew you were going to structure Tony Romo's deal, then why didn't you take that money and give it to DeMarco Murray instead of Adrian Peterson? And correct me if I'm wrong, DeMarco Murray is a lot younger than Adrian Peterson.
That's right.
How many years do you think Adrian Peterson's got left in him? And I don't give a crap they didn't play last year. You know what? He didn't play last year, so you know what's going to happen this year? He's going to be a little bit slower, and the hits are going to hurt a little bit more because he's not going to be used to them.
And out of shape.
And I don't give a fig Newton if you people, his people tell me he's been working out and doing this and you know what? I don't care. When was the last time he got hit with a helmet and pads? Because you can't simulate that crap, you jackasses. So don't give me none of that.
I can't remember. We might add that Peterson and Jerry Jones once had a conversation that skirted the lines of tampering, a conversation in which Peterson reportedly told Jones he wanted to retire a Dallas Cowboy. This is, after all, a kid who grew up a Cowboys fan.
Right.
Went to their games and in their locker room as a high school player in Texas and who wants no part of his current team, which is the Minnesota Vikings.
Oh, well, you know what? I don't care that he doesn't want a part of the team. If they're going to trade for him and he wants to go there and that's going to be that, Minnesota, you have the Dallas Cowboys by the cojones. Because if that's the only team that you're going to deal with, then they pretty much got to give you whatever you ask for because it has to be a trade.
Smokin' Ronnie, wherever you're at, if you're hearing us, I have to say this too. What's going to happen when Dallas starts losing and when Peterson gets hurt because he's out of shape?
You notice how he's not here?
He won't have much to say.
You notice how he's not here? You noticed that, right? He comes in, makes
and he messages me this afternoon.
He didn't message me at all today because he knows better, because he knows I'm right, because you know why he messages you and not me? Because he knows
wants me to pass the message on to Jeff about what he told me to tell you.
No, because he knows I fire back. That's why. I'll fire right back at him. You won't. You'll just laugh it off. I'll fire right back. Hey, you're not telling me anything I don't already know, jackass. Okay? I said Adrian Peterson was going to the Dallas Cowboys at the end of last season, you dummy.
Here he is messaging you and I. He messages you yesterday, and then he messages me yesterday and today.
He didn't message me today at all, which he's lucky for because, listen, I said that Adrian Peterson was going to the Cowboys months and months and months ago. And not only that, if that's the only team that Minnesota is going to deal with, then you ask for everything, including the kitchen sink. Am I right, Sean?
You are right. And I keep thinking it's got to be because he goes, boy, I better start saving up money because then I got to fly myself out to San Diego and get nailed by Escow when he's enjoying the ribs.
Let me ask you a question, people in the chat room and everybody listening to the show. Okay? Do you think a second and third round pick is worth trading for Adrian Peterson?
I do not think so. And the Cowboys know that they lost a really big running back in DeMarco Murray.
Well, that's
so
why
I
they're
don't know
trying
if
to
this
get.
is the wise move. Because who knows if Adrian Peterson has it in him to be good in 2015. After all, the guy didn't play one game last year because of what happened with the child abuse.
I'm telling you, do you really think Adrian Peterson is worth a second and third round pick? I don't even think he's worth that. You know what? I don't want picks. I need people that can play right now. Hey, Inky, I need people that can play right now. I don't want picks, so I got to wait till 3 or 4 years to see how they freaking do. By the time they get good, they're going to be on somebody else's freaking team, for Christ's sakes. Okay? I want people that can play good right now. So you know what? You boast about your freaking offensive line? Well, guess what? I want 2 of those offensive linemen, you jackasses.
And with Smoke and Ronnie saying that this is the year the Cowboys are going to do it, who knows exactly where Tony Romo will be? Will Tony Romo be the quarterback that we saw last year, or is he going to be the guy that we saw with the 3 epic jokes? Actually, 4 epic jokes, including 2008 when they got blown out against the Philadelphia Eagles.
Where's my man Smoking Ronnie? Where's the Dallas Cowboys fan Smoking Ronnie who says they're going to win the Super Bowl next year? Scratch my ass.
He says, woohoo, silver and blue, baby. That's what he messaged me on Facebook Messenger today.
That ain't going to happen.
The story on Facebook Messenger.
That ain't happening. I hate to tell you. Okay, but where you come? You yesterday you bust my chops. You send me so much Facebook crap. You come in the show. You're the first one in there. You're in there. You're busting. Today, where the hell are you? What's the matter? You don't know how to bust chops 2 days in a row? You can only do it one? Well, guess what? I do it 5 days a week. You're just an amateur, bitch. Don't try to come on this show and bust my chops one day. I do this 5 days a week. I'm busting your ass 5 days a week. You dumb bastard, you.
And I have to say this too, Smoke and Ronnie, if you're listening. Romo is going to be 35. He's in his mid-30s. He hasn't won one Super Bowl.
How old is
He's only
Adrian?
won 2 playoff games. If the time is for him to do it, he needs to do it now because he doesn't have very many years left.
How old is Adrian Peterson?
Josh, you want to look that one up, buddy? I don't know how old Adrian Peterson is.
And he didn't play last year. He didn't get hit at all last year, so now his body forgot what it feels like to be hit. Ouch, when he gets hit for the first time. And I don't care that he's getting hit in practice. That ain't crap. And you know damn well he ain't going to play in any preseason games. So his first couple of weeks in the season, he's going to get hurt and he's going to be done, and then Jerry Jones is going to have to pay him $13 million to sit on the bench. Mark my freaking words.
I found it. Okay, so you have Tony Romo, 35 next month. Adrian Peterson just turned 30 years old on March 21st.
So he's probably got at least another 3 years in him, right?
Pretty much.
As a running back, because running backs don't really last too long in the NFL, do they? So he's got at least another 3 years in him, maybe.
And with Smoke and Ronnie saying this, did you see that part, Sean, where it says at the end, the story for now is Romo redoing his deal, but this might be just the first domino. If the Cowboys make this happen and land Peterson, this offseason will have gotten that much more interesting, especially in the NFC East.
Psst, psst. New York Giants defense, go hit Adrian Peterson right in his knee and knock him out for the season. Go ahead, do it. Do it for me. Do it.
And then Cowboy fans will probably say, Giants, that was a cheap shot. That's not fair.
Psst. Washington Redskins, go hit Adrian Peterson right in the knee. Do it. Do it. Psst. Philadelphia Eagles, go hit Adrian Peterson right in his knee. Do it. Do it. Too bad they don't play the Minnesota Vikings next year.
Oh, that would be hysterical.
In
I would love to see the reaction from Viking fans.
I would love to see the Dallas Cowboys play the Minnesota Vikings in Minnesota, and have the Minnesota defense knock out Adrian Peterson. How awesome would that be?
Peterson will get booed, and then he gets injured in Minnesota.
And everybody starts to cheer. How awesome would that be?
Oh, look what Shabba says. Don't let Goodell hear that, Jeff. They'll suspend Tom Coughlin for the entire year. Shabba.
Psst. New Orleans Saints, when you play the Cowboys, hit Adrian Peterson right in the knee. Any team that plays the Cowboys should knock out Adrian Peterson. Have they come out with the schedule yet?
They haven't come out with the schedule. It'll be
Bastards.
next month, I remember.
Sons of bitches. I'm telling you, I knew it was going to happen. I knew in my heart it's going to happen. I know it's going to happen. They're making the move so they can make the trade. But Minnesota, you got the Cowboys by the cojones. You have to make a trade. Do not settle for a second round and a third round. You want players that can play now and make a difference now, not make a difference 3 years from now. Right?
Yep.
Are you going to wait 5 years to get better, or do you want to get better now? Well, I'd like to get better now. No crap. Don't take a second and third. Take some players who can play. Take some offensive linemen from them. Take some defensive players from them. Screw them up big time. I'm telling you, you got the dollar. Dude, if I was the GM of the freaking Minnesota Vikings, I'd be telling Jerry Jones exactly who I want, and there's nothing else you could tell me or say to me that's going to make me change my mind. You want Adrian Peterson that bad? This is who you have to give me to get him. Period. End of discussion. Otherwise, I'll go trade him to somebody else and really piss you off. Am I right or am I wrong? Sean?
Wow.
Sean, am I right or am I wrong? Are you there, buddy?
You are right. It's a good deal for both teams because what the Vikings want is something that's good in return for Adrian Peterson because Adrian Peterson, he wants out of Minnesota, and the team he wants to go to is Dallas.
Yeah. So I'm the GM in Minnesota. I'm asking for the house. I mean, if that's the only team he wants to go to and you're forced to trade to him to that team, screw the second, third round pick. Give me the goddamn players I want or you're not getting Adrian Peterson. It's that simple. Minnesota Vikings are in the driver's seat, not the Dallas Cowboys on this trade.
I agree.
The Minnesota Vikings are driving the freaking bus on this trade. You tell them who you want. They say no, the trade's done. You're not going to get them. And if you don't give me who you want, we're going to force Adrian Peterson to play for the Minnesota Vikings. How about that? And then that $12.5 million you just restructured on Tony Romo's contract, you can go get a different running back because you're not having Adrian Peterson because you're not giving me what I want. I don't get it. Why doesn't the Minnesota Vikings play hardball on this one?
Yeah.
Huh?
I don't know. And Minnesota should because they want to say, you want Adrian Peterson? Let's see what you got.
Right.
Let's make it a good deal that's good for both sides.
Exactly. And a second and third round pick don't make it for me. I need players that can play now. So these are the people I want. This is who I want. I want this guy, I want this guy, I want this guy, and I want this guy. That's what I want. If you want Adrian Peterson that bad, that's who you have to give up. It's that simple. I'm not taking no draft picks. I want players who can play right now. I need to improve my team just as much as you need to improve your team. So it's got to be a win-win for both of us. You can't win and we lose. We're the driver's seat here, not you. You want him, we have him. This is who I want. You give them to me, you get him. You don't give them to me, I'll trade him to some other team. Just to piss you off.
Shabba says, hey, Jeff, they're already playing hardball by not releasing him. And the Vikings need to do to any team what they had done to them by Jerry Jones back in 1989.
Exactly. Listen, Minnesota got screwed once with the Herschel Walker trade, right?
Yes, they did.
By Dallas, correct?
Yes.
If you haven't learned from your mistake then, Minnesota, then
you need to learn your mistake now.
Then you should not be the owners of the freaking Minnesota Vikings.
The Vikings owner is Ziggy Wolf. Ziggy Wolf has got a big decision to make on what the Minnesota Vikings need to do about the whole Adrian Peterson situation.
Ziggy, I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you, Mr. Wolf, Ziggy Wolf, and only you. You have all the power in this trade. Do me a favor, please. Do not take a second or third round pick. Do not take any picks. You want players that can play now because you want to improve your team now. Right? Adrian wants to go to Dallas. Dallas wants Adrian. Dallas screwed you once before with Herschel Walker. Guess what? It's your turn and your time to screw Dallas. You're in the driver's seat. You tell them exactly who you want, and you don't take nothing less for it.
If that happens again, I wouldn't want to even be around Jeff, because then, Jeff, you'll blow up at the Vikings and say, you did it not once, but you did it twice, and you didn't listen to me.
Unbelievable. I'm sitting here saying this, and as I'm saying this, running through my mind, I'm going, this is a perfect rant for SWR's rant. So I'm going to do a video rant on that particular topic right there and put it on Sports World Radio Sports Rants and put it out there on Facebook and YouTube. And I'm going to send it to Ziggy Wolf's freaking Twitter page so he can see it. Because he should not do it. He's in the driver's seat.
As of now, the Cowboys, before we go to the first commercial break, they have $14.7 million free to spend on players, according to ESPN, indicated that Dallas would, in fact, make a deal for Peterson. But we don't know if that's going to happen yet because we have to figure out what the trade is.
But they have to see. But it's not a money problem; it's a trade problem. He has to give up players. If he thinks he's going to if he gets away with a second and a third round pick, I'm going to be disgusted. And then I'm going to call for Ziggy Wolf's head.
That's right.
And then he should he should sell the team if he's going to run a team like that. Because not only if he does this, not the first time, but this will be the second time that he got screwed by the Dallas Cowboys. I don't get it.
$1.7 million.
Hey, we're going to run to our first commercial break. You're listening to Jeff Escow and Showman on Sports World Radio. We'll be right back.
Did you know that just 30 minutes a day of physical activity can improve your health and decrease your risk of heart disease? For every hour of regular, vigorous exercise, you gain 2 hours of life expectancy. So start walking for yourself and for your heart. Start walking with your family. You'll feel better. Start walking in your community. You'll lead happier and healthier lives. Start walking. Start something. Join the movement today. For more information on the American Heart Association's START program, visit startwalkingnow.org and start walking. Start something.
Storms move fast, so we use the best technology. That includes Bosch Icon wiper blades.
They're beam blades with memory tension springs and an aerodynamic design,
which means they fit the curve of the windshield. Bosch Icon wiper blades wiped our windshield clean and outlasted any other blade we've used. In my opinion, the Bosch Icon wiper blades are the best blades out there. Bosch Icon wiper blades, how storm chasers clear the way.
Confusion ever someone or have sudden you trouble had speaking, understanding?
Understanding trouble? Have you sudden have or speaking someone ever confusion?
Have you ever had sudden confusion, trouble speaking, or understanding someone?
It could be one of the 5 signs of stroke.
Sudden weakness or numbness of the face, arm, or leg.
Sudden trouble with vision in one or both eyes.
Suddenly having trouble walking or difficulty with balance.
Or a sudden intense headache that comes out of nowhere.
If you or someone you know has any of these symptoms, don't wait. Call 911 immediately. You could make a difference in someone's life, someone you love, maybe even your own.
It's late until, wait, don't too.
Don't wait until it's too late. Time lost is brain lost.
Find out more at powertoendstroke.org. Brought to you by the American Heart Association, American Stroke Association, and the Ad Council.
Hey everybody, this is Sky. And when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Welcome back to Sports World Radio. Jeff Escow, Sean Mann, bringing you the fastest 2 hours of sports talk right here on SportsWorldRadio.com. All right, Sean, I guess it's time. Let's go.
33 minutes after the hour on the 2nd of April 2015, Skippy Bayless Bash Hour. Skippy Bayless said, if I had a vote for MVP right now, it would be LeBron James because he has demolished the entire Eastern Conference.
Well, hey, douchebag. There's more than one conference in this league. It's called the Western Conference, and Stephon Murray's making him look like a fool. Okay? Yeah, because he's in the Eastern. Hey, dummy, you forgot about the West. Okay? There's an East and there's a West. You jackass. And I hate to tell you something, but Stephon Murray is the MVP in the NBA. LeBron James, not so much. Because I'm going to tell you something. Stephon Murray is better for his team than LeBron is for his team. Go ahead.
Skippy Bayless said LeBron James is the NBA's best point guard.
He's not a point guard, you jackass. You know who's I'm going to name, I can name two people off the top of my head that's better than him. CP3 and Stephon Murray. Done. He's not a point guard. He's what you call a point forward, you dummy. Don't you know anything about basketball? He's not a point guard. He's what you call a point forward, you jackass.
He doesn't know how to make sense with anything. Skippy Bayless said Pablo Sandoval will win the MVP for Major League Baseball for 2015.
Pablo Sandoval?
Will win the MVP. I am a Red Sox fan, but I'm going to say, Skippy, you must have something for Mr. Sandoval.
That fat bastard ain't winning nothing. Okay? That fat bastard's not winning nothing. He's not winning MVP. He's not winning. You know what he's going to win? He's going to win the most injured award. Because that fat bastard won't be able to move because he's fat. That's what he's going to win. He ain't going to win a batting title. He ain't going to win a Golden Glove. He's not going to win nothing. You know why? Because he's too fat.
Skippy Bayless said, I should be the commissioner of all professional sports teams.
I can't even stand you on your own show, let alone you being commissioner of all sports leagues. You got no clue what the hell you're doing. I should be the commissioner of all sports leagues because you don't know what the hell you're doing. You got no clue what you're doing. You can't even do your own sports talk show right, let alone fix any league.
That's Skippy for you with him saying that. It's just unbelievable.
Hey, Frank, I like that. I can tell you what the Panda is going to win, an eating contest at Panda Express. I like that.
Very funny.
I like that fat bastard he is.
Get ready for this. Skippy Bayless came out and said today that San Diego should have no sports teams in general.
You're an idiot. You are one of the biggest idiots I've ever heard in my life, and I hope to pray that you come out here for All-Star Weekend next year. Because guess what's going to happen, douchebag? I'm going to be all up in your face, and I'm going to get the whole crowd to get all up in your face because of what you said. Right before the show starts, about 5 minutes before the show starts, I'm going to yell out to the crowds and say, for everybody here who lives in San Diego, Skip Bayless says there should be no professional sports teams here. And he's here. Boo him. And you're going to get booed like a son of a bitch all through the whole stinking show. And then I'm taking over Carrie's court, and I'm going to rip you in San Diego, and we're going to show you exactly what we're all about here, you son of a bitch.
Then he's going to debate you, and he's going to say, yeah, why is San Diego not a good sports town? They should have no sports in general.
Why?
There'd be a lot more other things to do in San Diego.
Well, okay, you know what? You could say that about L.A. too, you dumb asshole. You could say that about L.A. too. Can't you? Hey, let me ask you a question. How many times a year do the Dodgers sell out a game? Does California Angels sell out a game? Maybe the opening day, maybe the day after that, and that's about it. Maybe on some good rivals. And then in the playoffs. Go to Dodger Stadium, you dumb bastard, and see if the game is sold out in the middle of the week. It ain't. You know why? Because there's a lot of other things to do, you dumb bastard. Just like San Diego, you stupid bitch.
Skippy Bayless said he fully supports and endorses the Los Angeles Chargers.
Okay, so now he says that San Diego shouldn't be a sports town, but he fully endorses the Chargers moving to L.A.
Yes.
But the Chargers shouldn't be in San Diego because it's not a sports town.
Mm-hmm.
So if they weren't in San Diego to begin with, why would you want them to go to L.A.?
I don't
If
know.
there's no
He's
professional
probably
team,
probably for the popularity.
I hate to tell you something, douchebag, but Southern California is San Diego, not L.A. Let me ask you a question. On the map, where is San Diego? South of L.A. So when you say Southern California, guess what you're talking about? San Diego, not L.A. Because guess what? L.A. is north of San Diego. You dumb bastard, you. You really don't know what the hell you're talking about. You really don't, do you?
He probably would say, well, probably it's because I like the idea of Los Angeles Chargers because then it would attract more fans and be popular.
It's not going to attract more fans. Let me explain something to you, Mr. Skip Bayless. Okay? There's beaches out there. There's Disney out there. There's Hollywood scene out there. There's malls out there. There's a million other things to do for a family of 5 than to go spend $1,000 to go to a football game. After the honeymoon period, it will not sell out. Maybe for playoff games it will, but otherwise it won't sell out. And if you can't see that, then you don't know sports. Because it's like that all over L.A., all over San Diego, and guess what? Even like that in San Francisco, you dumb bastard.
Hello, Browning. We're talking about Skippy Bayless and all these just stupid things they said. Oh, Frank, get ready for this. Skippy Bayless says the Chicago Cubs do everything wrong.
Well, I have, I've been holding something for Frank, and I have it. And when Frank comes in the room, we're going to talk about it. In fact, you know what, Frank? I am going to send the article to you right now. I'm going to put this article in the chat room so you can get a heads up on it, and so can Sean and Josh and everybody else. That article I just posted in the chat room. It's called the headline is "Holy Moly, Wrigley Field has a jumbotron now." How
41 minutes after the hour, Skippy Bayless came out and announced this today. He said, "I should take on Vince McMahon on a wrestling debate."
I like to see you take. You know what? I like to see you take Vince McMahon on in a wrestling challenge.
Or a wrestling match.
Wrestling match, right? And in a wrestling debate, he would kick the living crap out of you, Mr. Bayless. Skippy,
my money would be on McMahon.
He would kill you. In fact, Josh would eat you up alive in a wrestling debate. I would eat you up alive in a wrestling debate. Not only that, I will eat you up alive in a sports debate. Anytime, any place.
Skippy said this, Jeff. He said he should be the only media member to cover WrestleMania and do the Super Bowl.
Oh, he's such an idiot. He is so full of himself. Right? He is so full of himself. Isn't he?
He is. He's so full of it, he doesn't even know how to make sense with any of his quotations.
He's just so full of himself, it drives me nuts, man.
Frank, he would destroy Bayless. Vince McMahon would. And Frank goes, "What's with Bayless and pro wrestling?" Frank, I'll tell you one thing. When I was talking with Josh and Skyping with him, Josh was saying, "Oh, he just annoys me with what he has to say about wrestling. It just makes me sick."
Because he's not right. He doesn't really know anything about it, so he shouldn't really talk about it. But that doesn't stop him, does it?
Yep.
It does not stop him, does it?
Does not stop him. 2 minutes before we have to go to the first of two updates, here's what else Skippy Bayless added. I got some more quotes, too. My Boston Bruins, Boston Celtics should call it a year.
What do you think? That's your team, buddy, so what do you think?
To make the playoffs. They're not going to call it a year. They're going to fight to the end to try to get into the playoffs.
You think so?
Celtics, I'm pretty shocked that they're playing this well, although I am a diehard Celtic fan. So, first of all, they're not your Boston Bruins and your Boston Celtics. Why don't you stick with the Cowboys and the Thunder? Or do you know how to? Do we have to talk some sense into you? I don't think we know how to, because a guy makes some of the most stupidest statements ever.
The most stupidest statements ever. Yes, you are
Skippy
correct.
Bayless, oh boy, here we go. My Boston Red Sox made a mistake not getting John Lester. I disagree with that. Skippy, they're not your Boston Red Sox. Do you even know what your favorite baseball team is? Because you're always mentioning my this and my that when it comes to a Major League Baseball team.
Right. Exactly.
Skippy Bayless, get ready for this, Jeff. My Dallas Cowboys, Jeff, can release all their good players and still win the championship.
You know what? I've already made one bet for the Dallas Cowboys. You want to bet me? I'll make another bet with you, you dummy. Because it's not going to happen. They're not winning the Super Bowl. It's not going to happen. Ain't going to happen.
He's probably thinking, Cowboys are going to win the Super Bowl, everybody, and I'll wear my Cowboys Super Bowl championship gear on First Take next year.
Skip Bayless, I'm going to make this statement to you, and you're not going to like it. Because I made this statement about somebody else, now I'm going to make it about this person. As long as Tony Romo is the quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys, they will not win a Super Bowl. I made this statement 4 years ago.
And he's come out true. He's only won 2 playoff games.
I've made this statement. I made the same statement 4 years ago about somebody else. I said, as long as Peyton Manning is the quarterback of the Denver Broncos, they will not win a Super Bowl. And guess what? I've been right so far, haven't I? And I'll continue to be right because this is going to be his last year. So now I'm making the statement, and I've said this before, as long as Tony Romo is the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys, they will not win a Super Bowl. And guess what? So far I've been right because he only has 2 playoff wins. So sit there and shut up about your Dallas Cowboys. They had 1 good season in 9 freaking years, dude. 1. And you're all hippity-hoppity-hoopity about the Dallas Cowboys. 1 good season. Well, guess what? 1 good season doesn't make a career.
On that note, we're a minute behind. We got to go to our first of 2 updates.
You're listening to Sports World Radio. We'll be right back with this right back after this first update. This update is brought to you by The Flipper. Head on over to flipperflipper.com and get your flipper today. Are you tired of touching your toilet seat? Well, guess what? You never, ever have to touch your toilet seat, ever, to lift it or lower it, ever again. It's called The Flipper, and it's at flipperflipper.com. Head on over there right now and get your flipper today at flipperflipper.com. Take it away, Sean Mann, with the first update of the day.
All right, Jeff, thank you very much. 46 minutes after the hour, it's April 2nd, 2015, Thursday. NHL, here are the games for tonight. The Islanders at the Blue Jackets. The game on the NBC Sports Network, it'll be the Bruins taking on the Red Wings. Capitals at the Canadiens. Lightning at the Senators. Hurricanes at the Panthers. Rangers at the Wild. Flames at the Blues. Canucks at the Blackhawks. And lastly, it's the Oilers taking on the Kings. In the National Basketball Association, here are the games that we have on tap for tonight. You got the Heat taking on the Cavaliers. Is this the first-round matchup that I've been calling for weeks and what other people have been saying? It's possible. Game is on TNT tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m. Pacific. After the Heat-Cavaliers game on TNT, you also have the Suns taking on the Warriors on TNT for the doubleheader. And the other matchup, it'll be the Rockets taking on the Dallas Mavericks. In MLB, here's the action that we got coming out of spring training. In the Grapefruit League, the Mets and the Cardinals ended in a 0-0 tie today. The Yankees, they played a doubleheader today. They won one, 6-2 against the Pirates, and they lost the other game, which was on ESPN today for spring training action. Lost 3-2 to the Detroit Tigers. The Rays, 10, Phillies, 1. The Astros are taking on a college baseball team. The Red Sox at the Twins. In the Cactus League, the Dodgers at the Angels, Athletics at the Giants. Here are the finals from this afternoon. The Indians take care of business against the Reds 4-3. The Padres 6, the Brewers 5, Diamondbacks 10, White Sox 2. That is the first of 2 updates for Sports World Radio. Remember this. This update was brought to you by the Flipper at flipperflipper.com. When we come back from the commercial break and update, more Skippy Bayless Bash Hour, followed by the top of the hour. In 12 minutes, we'll have Frank Sprankle coming on with his second hour sports perspective.
I had PTSD. Once I was back from Iraq, I was distant from everybody in my family.
We had a reunion of our unit, and you'd hear these spouses say, "Is your husband doing that? My husband's doing that too. I thought it was just us." And really understanding that, hey, this is a common experience.
I learned more to listen to what he was saying, and that made it easier for me to understand where his pain was coming from.
Warriors should know that resources are available. Learn more at realwarriors.net.
Every parent wants the safest and healthiest products for their family. That's why I created The Honest Company. I was just a concerned mom with a crazy dream. A wish that there was a company that I could rely on that did all of the hard work for me. I'm Jessica Alba, and The Honest Company was my dream.
LegalZoom has helped 1 million businesses successfully get started, including Jessica's. Launch your dream at LegalZoom today. Call us. We're here to help.
Hi, I'm Montel Williams. Most of you know me as a talk show host, but I'm also an author, actor, single father of 4, a fitness writer, avid snowboarder, and I'm also a medical marijuana patient. Like many of the million people who are living with multiple sclerosis, I'm in pain every single day. And sometimes my nerves are so raw that if you brushed up against me in an elevator, I'd scream. I can't sleep at night from the pain, and sometimes the spasms in my legs are so intense they will wake me up throughout the night. I've tried the strongest prescription medications available, and I'm going to tell you, they do not work. In fact, they leave me in a stupor, and most of the time, it's impossible to even live your life. Now, I've tried medical marijuana, and I'm going to tell you something, it works. If you'd like more information about medical marijuana, you can contact the Marijuana Policy Project at mpp.org or call 1-877-JOIN-MPP.
Hey everybody, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Welcome back to Sports World Radio. Chip Escow and Sean Mann bringing you the fastest 2 hours of sports talk each and every Monday through Friday right here on SportsWorldRadio.com. All right, Sean, let's finish up the Skippy quotes before we bring in that rat bastard, the big bag of wind himself, Frank Sprankle.
All right, Jeff, 51 minutes after the hour on this Thursday, the 2nd of April. Here we go, everybody. Skippy Bayless came out and said Charles Barkley should be the co-owner of the Dallas Cowboys with Jerry Jones.
I'm telling you, he's got a serious freaking hard-on for those two. I don't get it, man.
That whole thing about Charles Barkley this and Charles Barkley that, pretty funny.
Just once, I would like to hear him do a show without mentioning Charles Barkley or Jerry Jones. I bet you can't do it. I bet you can't do it.
Exactly. With Pablo as running back, you stinker, Shabba. Cut that out. Leave him out of it, because you know Dallas is going to get AP, because that's what they want.
Yeah, but that Minnesota should charge the house for him.
Skippy Bayless, get ready for this. You know what? I agree with Stephen A. Smith because of the comments he addressed toward the New York Knicks yesterday on First Take.
Well, I addressed those comments that he addressed on our show yesterday. So I already addressed those comments, and I'll say it again. If you Knicks fans didn't know that the Knicks were going to suck, then you know what? Shame on you. It's that simple. If you didn't know that Phil Jackson was going to come here and dismantle this team, then shame on you. Because I knew it, and guess what? I live all the way over in San Diego. I don't even live on the East Coast, and I knew it. So I'm not upset with what he's doing. I'm just getting ready for what he's going to do in the next couple of years. So all you people that are going blah, blah, blah and ripping him now, you're going to be praising him in a couple of years, forgetting that you ripped him now. I won't.
Skippy Bayless says, Stephen A. Smith has every right to judge my New York Knicks.
Well, okay, whatever. Sure. But if you're a Knicks fan and you didn't know that they were going to suck potatoes, then you're not truly a Knicks fan, are you?
And there he goes again, coming off with the word "my New York Knicks," Jeff.
Well, they're not yours, your favorite team. They're not your New York Knicks. They're not Stephen A. Smith's New York Knicks. They're not even my New York Knicks. They're James Dolan's New York Knicks, whether you know it or not.
Skippy Bayless came out and said this, ladies and gentlemen. Pete Rose should not be in the Hall of Fame because he knew his consequences. Now he has to deal with them and accept them.
Okay, let me ask you a question, Skip. Did he do that while he was playing?
He would probably end up saying no.
Okay, then why can't he be in the Hall of Fame? If he didn't do it while he was playing, and the Hall of Fame is for him, for players while they were playing, not what he did as a manager, but while he was playing, why shouldn't he be in the Hall of Fame, Skip? Huh? He didn't do it as a player. He did it as a manager. It's different.
He probably would say because that's the rules of baseball. Consequences are consequences.
But they're not putting him in the
player.
But they're not putting him in the Hall of Fame as a manager. They want to put him in the Hall of Fame as a player. And after all, what's his nickname? Charlie Hustle.
Charlie Russell, that's right.
Charlie Hustle. So therefore, who's the all-time hits leader in Major League Baseball?
Pete Rose.
Oh, yeah. He did that while he was playing, didn't he?
Yes.
Did he gamble while he was playing?
No.
Did he do it while he was a manager?
Yes.
Then put him in there for a player and shut the hell up.
Skippy Bayless said all pay-per-view companies should not allow to have WWE programming because the WWE is a joke.
You know what? I'm okay with that statement, except for the last part of it. I don't have to pay the $85 to see the pay-per-view. You know what? You know what? He's pissed off because he had to pay $85 to see the pay-per-view because he doesn't have the WWE network. You know how much I paid to see it, dickwad? $9.99. You probably paid the $85, and you're jealous because Bill Simmons has been all up involved in this Wrestling Mania, and they don't want to involve you. You know why they don't want to involve you? Because you, my friend, are an idiot. When you talk smack about somebody and somebody's business, and then they bring in a colleague of yours, they're doing that to rub it in your face because they don't like you. And you know something? I would like to see Ronda Rousey against Skip Bayless.
Anybody for wrestling against Skippy Bayless, and I would be against Skippy Bayless the whole time, just like you would be, Jeff.
I'd like to take that son of a bitch on, man. I really would. I want to take that son of a bitch on. Not in a wrestling match, but in a sports talk wrestling match.
Anytime, anywhere.
Me on one side, him on one side, monitor in the middle, monitoring us and you know, shooting questions at us. And I always want to go after Skippy.
Get ready for when he says the favorite word, my.
I'm going to shut him up.
Like Frank would say.
I'm going to shut him up. We're going to have Frank in the audience, and every time the guy says the word my, Frank's going to press the button, and we're going to have it getting shocked. He's not going to know about it, but he'll get shocked.
He'll probably say, what's up with that? Why do I have to get shocked, and why does that have to be a bzzz sign?
Because every time you say the word my and put it in front of a team, you get shocked because, number one, you don't own them, and number two, you're not a fan of them. You're not a true fan of all the teams you put the word my in front of. You just do it to piss people off.
Well, get ready for this one. Skippy Bayless goes, my New York Knicks go extinct, and my Brooklyn Nets should replace the Knicks and be the king of New York for basketball.
It's not going to happen. And I'm glad, and hold on to these statements. Okay,
I got
Sean?
them saved. I got them all saved.
Hold on to these statements because I want you to bust out that statement in 3 years when the Knicks are in the NBA championship. Okay? I want you to, and then his total thing is going to change, and then I'm going to turn around to him and say, "Well, where were you in 2015 when they were crap? You jumped ship. Oh, now all of a sudden, now that they're good, you're back on the good ship lollipop? No, it don't work like that. Either you stay on the ship and go down and come back up with it, or you get off and don't come back. It's that simple. You can't have it both ways." You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
You can't have it both ways, you jackass. Okay, either you're a fan of the team and you stick with them through thick and thin, or you're a bandwagon fan and you come and you go. And bandwagon fans suck. So therefore, you suck, Skip Bayless.
I'll bring the grill and the beer, and then that's what Frank says. And Bud Light, of course, when I watch this debate. That's funny.
Anything else from the stupid bastard?
That's the end of the Skippy Bayless Bash Hour. We'll be back with more Skippy quotes tomorrow.
And you know what? We're going to run to our top of the hour break, and we're going to bring in Frank Sprankle, the big bag of wind himself. And we're going to have some more fun with that. We're going to talk about this holy moly Wrigley Field has a Jumbotron now stuff. And we'll get into some other sports talk. You're listening to Jeff Escow and Sean Mann on
Sports World Radio.
We'll be right back.
Storms move fast, so we use the best technology. That includes Bosch Icon wiper blades.
They're beam blades with memory tension springs and an aerodynamic design,
which means they fit the curve of the windshield. Bosch Icon wiper blades wiped our windshield clean and outlasted any other blade we've used. In my opinion, the Bosch Icon wiper blades are the best blades out there. Bosch Icon wiper blades, how storm chasers clear the way.
Chloe is 9 months old.
She is the greatest thing ever.
One little smile, one little laugh. Anybody? We would do anything for her. My name is Kim Bryant, and my husband and I made a will on LegalZoom.
It was really easy to do.
We created LegalZoom to help you take care of the ones you love. Go to LegalZoom.com today and complete your will in minutes. At LegalZoom.com, we put the law on your side.
Confusion ever someone or have sudden you trouble had speaking, understanding?
Understanding trouble? Have you sudden have or speaking someone ever confusion?
Have you ever had sudden confusion, trouble speaking, or understanding someone?
It could be one of the 5 signs of stroke.
Sudden weakness or numbness of the face, arm, or leg.
Sudden trouble with vision in one or both eyes.
Suddenly having trouble walking or difficulty with balance.
Or a sudden intense headache that comes out of nowhere.
If you or someone you know has any of these symptoms, don't wait. Call 911 immediately. You could make a difference in someone's life, someone you love, maybe even your own.
It's late until, wait, don't too.
Don't wait until it's too late. Time lost is brain lost.
Find out more at powertoendstroke.org. Brought to you by the American Heart Association, American Stroke Association, and the Ad Council.
Hey everybody, this is Sky. And when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Welcome back to Sports World Radio. Jeff Escow, Sean Mann, bringing you the fastest 2 hours of sports talk on the internet. It is Thursday. It is the second hour of the show, and you folks know what that means. The big wind, Frank Sprankle. What's up, buddy?
I got to tell you, I was driving home, Jeff, about an hour ago. Do you want to guess what the temperature was?
35 degrees.
How about double it? Double 35 times 2.
70?
It was 70 degrees in my car.
70 degrees.
It was 70 degrees. A beautiful spring day here.
About time, huh?
But you know what? I'll tell you what. We're coming out of hibernation. Of course, Jeff, you're used to this weather year-round in San Diego. But this is some interesting sports times here. I mean, think about this. Let me ask you guys a question. Could Monday be the biggest sports day of the year? Seriously, opening day for the most part, the big dance on who's going to be in the national championship basketball-wise, college basketball.
You say that every year.
Could
know that?
Monday be the biggest day in sports?
You say that every year. You know that? You said
but I mean it.
You said the same thing last year about this time.
Could it be, though? Could it be the busiest sports day of the year?
No, it's not.
What is the busiest sports day of the year, in your opinion?
The busiest sports day of the year is coming up. I believe.
That is?
No, no. The busiest sports day of the year already passed, actually.
Oh, right. The start of the tournament itself.
Well, not only that, but the busiest sports day of the year is already passed because there's 1 or 2 days a year that you get all 4 professional teams playing on the same, all professional sports playing on the same day.
Okay, wait, hold on. Let me take a guess.
That's
here.
the busiest.
That would have
sports
to be
day
in
of the
late
year.
October, right?
That's the busiest sports day of the year.
And that has happened before.
Correct.
We've had a World Series game, an NFL game, as well as an NHL game and an early season NBA game.
Correct.
Typically, your NBA tip-off game.
That's the busiest sports day.
And you know, it's like it's like you have these vehicles coming to an intersection, and they're all coming up to the intersection.
Right.
All these sports season are passes. You got Major League Baseball season coming to pass. You got the NFL season progressing, and you got the early stages of the NHL and NBA seasons. I didn't think of that.
Well, now you can.
To me, it's my favorite time of the year because there's a lot of stuff going on here in April with MLB, and then, of course, you're right, the NCAA tournament, and we're not too far away from the NHL playoffs and the NBA playoffs. Speaking of MLB, the big story that we have, the Chicago Cubs and the Jumbotron, I like what Wrigley Field is trying to do. They're trying to add a lot of updates to that ballpark, Frank, and you're the big Cubs fan. You've been to Wrigley a bunch.
Since 1986.
My dad's been to Wrigley. He went there in the early 80s, and it was totally different compared to what it is now for Wrigley Field. So,
First of all, Shawnee, let me say this. I've been to Wrigley Field longer than you've been alive. Really? You were born in 87. I've been going to Wrigley Field every year since 1986.
Isn't that great?
Jeff, Jeff, your thoughts on the Jumbotron for Wrigley Field?
You know, I kind of like Wrigley Field the old way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that this modernization crap that they're doing, they're screwing Wrigley Field up, I believe.
I don't think so, Jeff.
No, you live there, so you tell me.
I'll tell you, fine. I love, gentlemen, I got to get on this because this is the one sports facility, not just ballpark, but the one sports facility that I've attended more games in, Wrigley Field in Chicago, to see the Cubs. Gentlemen, this needs to be done. You guys have to understand that if you go to Wrigley Field, it is not a good infrastructure. You have, all right, in the upper deck, in the 2004 season, I remember this very well, midway through the 2004 season, in the upper deck, you had pieces of concrete that were falling from the upper deck. And as a result, it's been 11 years now, and I remember because I went to a lot of games in 2004, they had to put netting on the upper deck to protect the fans from falling concrete. The bathrooms aren't the best. Gentlemen, with what is going on with Wrigley Field, I cannot praise the Cub organization, Tom Ricketts, any more do. It is going to be great. It is going to look awesome. It's about time that Wrigley Field moves into the 21st century and lasts another 100 years, Sean. Sean, this will last Wrigley another 100 years.
Yeah, but I hate to tell you something. Their 4-year plan turned into a 5-year plan because of the crappy weather they've been having.
I agree, and that's the thing, too. If you take a look at the weather in Chicago today, it is sunny and 70 degrees. I hope it's like this 3 nights for now come opening day.
So you're saying that Wrigley Field, Frank, is going to be up for a long, long time still, because that was the biggest question. Okay, we have only 2 old historical ballparks left. You got Fenway Park and you got Wrigley. That's the biggest question I have to ask you and Jeff. How long do we expect that these 2 ballparks will go up? You're still saying 100. I don't know. Wrigley Field, to me, it's going to be up for a long time. You never know. They could tear that down, and the Cubs could get themselves a whole new ballpark.
Look what Josh is saying. It's a living dump, and it's sad you need 8 months to make a Jumbotron.
The words of a White Sox fan. The words of White... You know, let me tell you this. It's interesting about Wrigley Field at Old Comiskey Park. I'm talking about Old Comiskey Park that was in existence from 1910 to 1990. 4 years apart. Wrigley Field opened in 1914 for the Chicago Federals, then of the Federal League. It didn't open initially for the Cubs. They began play there in 1916. Old Comiskey opened in 1910, lasted 80 years, and remember, it's been gone 25 years now. The same architect Zachary Taylor Davis designed both Old Comiskey and Wrigley Field.
Well, maybe they should get a new designer.
Listen, if I would support the fact of the Cubs of moving away from Wrigley Field, if that meant a World Series, I would support it.
I mean,
Disco Demolition was hysterical. July 12th, 1979, and he's referring to in between games of a doubleheader between the White Sox and the Detroit Tigers. That is Shocker 1.
Frank, you can't knock down Fenway Park and Wrigley Field. You just can't do it.
Well, you know what? Here's the thing. I support this because it's going to take Wrigley Field into the next 100 years. And not only that, and gentlemen, I'm not going to be here 100 years from now. I'd like to, but in all probability, I'm not going to be.
No, but you can't demo those. Those things are freaking. You know,
you try to. Sorry, I agree there. You try to save it if as much as possible. However, if you can't save it, then you know what? You need to move on and build a new ballpark. And Fenway, look at what John Henry did with the Red Sox, Sean.
Yeah, but they got a 5-year plan to save Wrigley Field, so they should be able to save it.
Here's the thing, though. I would really like to see the Cubs go on the south side and play at U.S. Cellular Field. They did not ask the White Sox. I really wish they would have asked the White Sox because I believe it would have taken, gentlemen, a season and a half, 2 full seasons before Wrigley Field could have been done. It would have been done a lot sooner.
Well, yeah, the weather screwed them up bad.
Well, that's going to be every winter, Jeff, in Chicago. Jeff, you're not used to these winters anymore.
Yeah, but from what I read on that article, it was really bad this year.
It was bad. Oh, it wasn't as bad as last year, but still pretty bad. It was cold and snowy.
I remember last year when the Red Sox, they opened up their season, their home opener against Milwaukee. That was the day they got their World Series rings. You know, principal owner John Henry, I posted this and shared it on my Facebook. It could be all fall through, but John Henry made a very good point about Fenway Park and the progress of where the ballpark could be. He made a belief, and he had an opinion, that if we leave and we sell the team, he says it's very likely and very possible that the next ownership group could tear down Fenway and the Red Sox could get themselves a new ballpark. That is still a possibility. I wouldn't rule it out. Fenway Park, I'm very lucky this year I get a chance to go see that ballpark. It's 103 years old, but Frank,
and counting.
I got to ask you, bud, you know, with all the history, do we see the Red Sox maybe moving out? We're talking about Boston now.
I don't think it's really much of a big deal, Sean, so I'm going to say at this point, no. But I will say this about Fenway Park. If you take a look at the dugouts, I really wish they could do something about those dugouts because they're still small and they still have the pillars. I'm pretty sure that Fenway Park is the only ballpark in the majors out of all 30 major league ballparks that have the pillars in the dugouts. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
You have pillars literally in the dugouts. I think with what John Henry has done with Fenway Park, it is nice, it is beautiful, but I still think there is work for some improvements. I think the dugouts could use some more work. There could be a new press box. I like the seats above the Green Monster, the Monster seats. At first, I wasn't a big fan of them because that was taken away from the mystique of Fenway, just the Green Monster and nothing else. But I got to tell you, I have fallen in love with those Monster seats. They look awesome. I wish I could sit for a game
The Monster seats, if we were able to go to them, we would have paid a couple $100 to sit on top of the Monster seats. It would have been fabulous. I would have shared pictures with you, Frank, and sent them to you, and Jeff would have been able to see them on Facebook. But, you know, that was a lot of work that they did when the new ownership group came in there. In 2002, they didn't do it. But after the 2002 season, then they started working on the plan to put the seats on top of the Monster. They've really done a sensational job with the ballpark.
That is so awesome.
When you go to Fenway, where are you sitting, dude? Do you have your seats yet?
I believe we're going to sit behind home plate.
Oh, really?
Let me guess, you're going to cheer Big Papi and the Panda and all of them?
Do me a favor.
I'll have my Ted Williams jersey on.
Okay, do me a favor. When the Panda comes up to bat, I want you to yell out, "Panda, you fat bastard!"
No, they'll bury me. I'll get kicked out of Fenway. I said, "Oh, you rat bastard! You."
Hey, don't worry. You can say that. You can say that at AT&T Park, and they won't. And they don't care anymore.
You can say it, and you say, "Oh, that's from my host of the show." I don't think that way he does. But that'd be great. So I hope the game is televised so I can see your 16 million
all the
chins on
games are
TV.
televised on NESN.
It's a Thursday night. I'm going to the
It'll be
game
on
against the
NESN.
Rangers.
I love to see your 16 million chins on TV.
I have a question. Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me ask you. Should that game be nationally televised because Sean's going?
No, that game's going to get rained out because Sean's going.
Don't even think about it.
Clouds to Boston.
Hey, Frank, I've already told Sean, as soon as he makes his appearance in Fenway, Boston's going to presume to lose 20 games in a row.
20 games in a row?
He's going to put him on a losing streak.
Yes, not me. I don't think you will.
Yeah,
doesn't affect my ball club.
He's going to jinx him big time.
Dude, my ball club's in the National League. My favorite ball club is in the National League, so it won't matter for me.
He's going to jinx him big time.
I'm not going to jinx him. I'm going there to have a great time to go see the Cathedral, the historical ballpark, the number one ballpark in the entire major league.
I know, and I want you to have a blast.
You guys ever going to see Wrigley one of these years?
I know you're going to have a blast, but you're going to end up jinxing him.
Not going to jinx him at all.
We got to get, you know what we got to do is we got to get you a Sports World Radio shirt before you go so you can wear it at the game.
I'm wearing my Red Sox gear,
well,
Jeff.
You can
Red
wear,
Sox hat,
well,
Red Sox T-shirts, you bet.
Well, no, listen.
The Easter Bunny popped in.
Now, listen, this is what you do. Hey, Josh, this is what you do, okay? You wear a Sports World Radio T-shirt under your Ted Williams jersey.
Oh,
this way you could promote the show. If somebody says, hey, what's that? I would say, I'm the host of Sports World Radio.
Wait, I got a good idea, Jeff. Better idea. Why doesn't Sean bring a big life-size Sports World Radio banner and just hang it down the Green Monster?
There you go. A life-size banner of me.
Oh, no, Frank.
We'll send you a life-size banner of our logo, which is the logo for Sports World Radio, is the picture of me and Sean. We'll send you a big, huge life-size thing of that, and you can hold it up so it can go on TV and stuff. And everybody, what's that Sports World Radio? We got to go check that out. You know? Hey, we're gonna.
Let's see. The Easter Bunny is in the house there, Jeff. What do you say about the bunny?
Well, you know what, Easter Bunny? I'm not Catholic. I don't celebrate Easter, so I could give a flying fig Newton. Hey, you know what? We got to run to commercial break. You're listening to Jeff Escow and Sean Mann on
Sports World Radio.
Oh, and Frank Sprankle too. We'll be right back.
Did you know that just 30 minutes a day of physical activity can improve your health and decrease your risk of heart disease? For every hour of regular, vigorous exercise, you gain 2 hours of life expectancy. So start walking for yourself and for your heart. Start walking with your family. You'll feel better. Start walking in your community. You'll lead happier and healthier lives. Start walking. Start something. Join the movement today. For more information on the American Heart Association START program, visit startwalkingnow.org and start walking. Start something.
I had PTSD. Once I was back from Iraq, I was distant from everybody in my family.
We had a reunion of our unit, and you'd hear these spouses say, is your husband doing that? My husband's doing that too. I thought it was just us. And really understanding that, hey, this is a common experience.
I learned more to listen to what he was saying, and that made it easier for me to understand where his pain was coming from.
Warriors should know that resources are available. Learn more at realwarriors.net.
What kind of person gets to work in the sunshine instead of an office? This kind of person. I am the new way to work. I do have an office. I'm just not chained to it. It's a Regis office at one of the nicest addresses in the city. I don't have a lease, so I don't have to budget for stuff like phones, IT guys, and artwork for the lobby. Instead, I pay one low monthly rate that gives me a beautiful lobby that impresses my clients, a friendly receptionist, a fully furnished office, a place to meet, and a place to brainstorm with my fellow New Way to Workers. We wonder why more people don't realize that the new way to work is the best way to work. I come here because I want to, not because I have to. I am the new way to work, and I'd like you to join me.
Start now and get 1 month free. Call 1-800-OFFICES or visit regis.com/TV.
Live from San Diego, it's Sports World Radio. You've never heard a sports show like this.
Welcome back to Sports World Radio. Jeff Escow, Sean Mann, bringing you the fastest 2 hours of sports talk each and every Monday through Friday right here on SportsWorldRadio.com. Sorry about that. I put the wrong song in there. Hey, Josh, way to go to get the petition up, dude.
Yeah.
Way to go, man.
Let me ask you this. Why, listen, here's the thing. Why at Super Bowl halftime shows, why does it have to be mediocre pop music with the exception of the Rolling Stones and Bruce Springsteen and Tom Petty? Why can't we have the Jeff Escow, Skip Bayless debate at halftime for WrestleMania next year in Santa Clara?
Because then the fans will say, oh, this is boring. There's no entertainment. We can't dance to the music.
Okay, then I got to go. Right, how about we make the Skip Bayless, Jeff Escow debate the lead-out program on CBS, which has the Super Bowl next year? Would you agree to that, Jeff?
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
You don't see how the networks have a lead-out program?
I'm fine with that.
18 minutes after the hour on April 2nd, 2015, I got another big thing I've been wanting to do all day, Jeff, and here we go. As you all know, Major League Baseball is starting on Sunday night, and we did this last year. Let's start with the American League, Jeff. AL East. Who do you pick to win the American League East this year?
Who do I win to pick the AL East?
Yes.
The AL East, huh?
You got the Red Sox, the Yankees. You know, that AL East will be interesting, but I'd like to hear what Jeff has to say.
Go ahead, Jeff.
The AL East.
All these divisions, Jeff, are really hard to pick.
You know what?
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm going to go with the New York Mets this year.
The New York Yankees, huh?
No, the AL East? No. The AL East? No, I'm taking Baltimore. I thought you said the NL East. I'm taking Baltimore.
Baltimore Orioles to win the American. What's your thoughts, though, Jeff? You say that, like last year, you picked, it was either, I think it was Tampa Bay, but then Baltimore came out of the AL East and won it last year.
Right.
Because of what Buck Showalter has done.
I'm taking, and I like what he's doing. I like what he's doing over there, so I'm taking Baltimore.
Do you think, too, Jeff and Frank, that Buck Showalter is on the hot seat if he doesn't get it done this year? They lost two big bats in Nelson Cruz and Nick Markakis.
If they don't make the postseason this year, potentially, but if they get into the postseason, which the Orioles, you don't think about them as being a postseason team, Sean, but if they can accomplish back-to-back postseason trips here, I think his job will be secure for 2016 and beyond.
Frank, buddy, who is your take in the American League East?
Oh, my goodness. You know what? Why... Jeez Louise, this is a tough one. The Orioles are going to be up there. Sean, I'm going to make your day and say the Red Sox. I have a feeling that I'm going to be wrong, that somebody else is going to win that division. But something tells me that maybe Toronto could be a sleeper in this division. I wouldn't be surprised if we see the Blue Jays at long last win this division. They added a pretty good catcher behind the backstop.
The Blue Jays, though, you got to remember this. Every year with the Toronto Blue Jays, everybody says it's the year that they're going to make the playoffs. They're going to end this long playoff drought. They haven't been to the playoffs since Joe Carter in 1993. We all remember that one when they beat the Philadelphia Phillies. So, Frank, out of this final pick, you're saying that the Red Sox win the American League East.
You know what? I wouldn't be surprised, Sean, seriously, if the Red Sox win the AL East. I'm not saying that to make your day. Trust me, I don't kiss up to anybody. But no, you do add a bat in Pablo Sandoval. Remember, they did add on their pitching staff with Rick Porcello here, getting him from the Detroit Tigers, who I think should have been in the All-Star game. I got to tell you what, Boston, if they win that division, I'm not guaranteeing that they're going to win that division, but I wouldn't surprise me one bit.
I think so, too. Me, easy. I'm going with the Red Sox. I always pick them every year because I am the diehard Red Sox fan, and I like the additions they made to their team. They had to do what they needed to do, and that was what Larry Lucchino said. Larry Lucchino said we weren't going to rebuild. Shocker says I'm going with the Toronto Blue Jays. I'll wait for Josh's pick for the American League East. And the American League Central. Jeff, the floor is yours. Who do you pick winning the American League Central?
American League Central. This year, I am going to take, believe it or not, the Seattle Mariners.
Well, we're in the AL Central.
Oh, what did you say?
American League Central.
American League Central, right?
Yes.
That's a tough one, too, Jeff. That's just as tough as the AL East.
I like to... You know what? I'm going to do something that I don't normally do. I'm taking the Kansas City.
The Kansas City Royals, and I can tell you that's a good pick, Jeff, because think about how tight the American League Central was last year. Kansas City almost pulled it out, but that Royals team, Frank, you remember it very well, was an incredible story.
Especially their bullpen. And they got the lineup back. They got the bullpen back. They did lose James Shields. I think they'll be fine without James Shields. That's a tough one because I think every team, even the Minnesota Twins, they're improving. I don't know if they're going to be in it come the thick of things. But I do think that Kansas City is going to be in it. Yes, Josh, I think the White Sox have a lot of potential to be in it, even Detroit and Cleveland. But I would have to take the Royals in terms of winning that division because they really haven't lost much talent. I'm taking the Royals. Here's another thing, too. Sean, they can't prove that last year was a fluke. There's a lot of pressure on the Royals to win the World Series, I think. They got to the World Series, win the World Series. That's their goal. You know it.
This is a three-way 3 for 3. I'm going to go with the Kansas City Royals, too. That was an incredible year. And Ned Yost was facing a lot of pressure. Who knows if he would have had his job, because we know that the Royals had a great 2013 season. The great George Brett, when he got interviewed in that one-game playoff against Oakland, said he started to see an improvement with the Royals. And that was so true because they had a great winning record. And then he said, they're definitely back. And Royals baseball is most certainly back because Royal fans have been waiting for a long time. And now a lot of people are saying, this is a team that could be for real. And could we start seeing, gentlemen, the decline of the Detroit Tigers?
Potentially. Of course, Justin Verlander's had some health issues in terms of being on the disabled list here. And Verlander did not pitch well last year. And understand this, if you're the Detroit Tigers, you have a pretty good bat in terms of lineup, but you have lost already Max Scherzer. You lost Rick Porcello. And another thing, too, and I want to say this about the Royals, and Josh is taking the White Sox, no surprise there. Do you guys know, hold on, though. Monday afternoon, do you know who the Royals open up at home against?
Who is it?
The Chicago White Sox.
Ooh.
Two teams that I honestly think are going to be contenders all year.
Shabba goes in the chat room. Orioles in the East. Robin Inky says Red Sox all the way. Heck yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, she's a freaking diehard Red Sox fan like you are. It annoys the living crap out of me.
Josh Lopez is taking the Baltimore Orioles like Jeff is. Now, we move to another division that should be very interesting in the American League. Frank, Jeff, American League West.
Oh, boy.
Frank, do you want to go first? Who's your pick in the American League West?
I'll tell you what, gentlemen, I have it narrowed between two teams, and that is either the Los Angeles Angels or the Seattle Mariners. I'm going to say this. Seattle, they look sharp heading into the season. Remember, they were in contention year-round. I honestly think that for Seattle, and Jeff, I know you're talking about Seattle, I'm going to agree with you here. I think Seattle is poised to win that division. And if they don't win that division, I think you're going to see them definitely in the one-game wildcard playoff. I have a feeling one way or another, the Mariners are getting into the postseason. I'll take them as winning the division, but not by much. I think it's going to be a tight race between them and the Los Angeles Angels.
You're taking the Seattle Mariners, Frank.
Yeah, taking the Mariners.
Jeff, your thoughts on the American League West? Who's winning it?
Seattle. I'm taking Seattle in that one. Even though I want to take the Angels, I've been reading a lot about them lately, and I don't think they're going to have enough. I'm going with Seattle.
I'm going to go with the team that's won it the last few years, and that'd be the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. But I have to make this point very clear with the Angels. Since 2002 and the postseason, the Angels are 10-22 in the last 32 postseason games. I don't know what it is. It always seems like when the Angels have these winning years and everybody's saying, oh, they're going to be great, they're going to do it, and they're going to win the World Series, then they end up losing. Look what happened last year as an exception. They were heavily favored to win the World Series. Then they ended up getting swept by the Kansas City Royals. Frank, I got to ask you, what is it with the Angels? Why is it that they cannot seem to get over that hump and try to win championships?
Josh, I've been figuring. I know you talk about the fact that Mike Scioscia is one of the longest tenured managers baseball has, and he has done a fine job in the regular season. Obviously, under his tenure, they did win the World Series so long ago in 2002. That's something that I am trying to figure out. I think their bats are potent, but the fact is their pitching hasn't held up. If you don't have the pitching, you're not going anywhere. I'll tell you what, your lineup can carry you throughout the regular season. pitching gets you into the postseason, pitching also wins you championships.
Terrible. Terrible. Terrible.
It is.
Terrible. Look who's in the house, Mr. Charles Barkley. That's terrible. That's terrible. Get out of my room, Barkley. I don't want you in my freaking show. Get out. You don't belong in here. Get the hell out.
Charles Barkley?
Yes. Get out, Charles Barkley.
Hey, Charles, shut it. You don't.
Wait, hold on. Charles, are you going to be in Indianapolis? Wait, is he going to be in Indianapolis
No,
these next couple
Charles
days?
Barkley's a hypocrite. He says one thing and does completely this thing that he just said he didn't want to do, but he does it. You're a hypocrite. Get out of my room. I don't like hypocrites in my room. Get out.
Here's what we have to get at getting back to Major League Baseball, though. Yes, the Angels haven't won it since 2002. And remember, all the talent, Frank, that Artie Moreno put together with all the big stars, Hamilton, Albert Pujols, and then they still can't get it done.
And Hamilton's going to be suspended here.
Yes, he will be.
Because of the relapse, which I'm not going to look down on Josh Hamilton. Josh Hamilton has got to learn from it, and he's got to live up to the consequences. But not having Josh Hamilton, that's going to hurt. And when you got Albert Pujols, you figured you were a shoo-in to win the division, even claim the American League pennant. It just hasn't panned out. I'll be honest, Sean, it's very difficult to figure out why. But in the end, it's about pitching. And the Angels, they don't have the quality pitching that's going to get them that far.
And on that note, we're going to get to the National League divisions after this second update, Jeff.
Oh, that's right. This update is brought to you by The Flipper. Head on over to flipperflipper.com and get your flipper today and never, ever touch your toilet seat ever again. It's The Flipper, and it's at flipperflipper.com. Take it away, Sean Mann, with the final update of the day.
All right, Jeff. All right, Frank. Thank you very much. 29 minutes after the hour on the 2nd of April, 2015, Thursday. In the NBA, tonight's game on TNT, it'll be the Heat taking on the Cavaliers. Rockets taking on the Mavericks, and the other game on TNT following the Heat and the Cavaliers, it'll be the Suns taking on the Warriors. In Major League Baseball, here's the action that we have going on right now. It is the Grapefruit League. Baltimore leads the Atlanta Braves 1-0. The Red Sox and the Twins, that game is starting. It's in the bottom of the second inning. No score in that one. The Astros lead this college team 1-0. The Mets and the Cardinals end in a 0-0 tie. The Yankees played a doubleheader today. They won one and they lost the other. The first game that they won was against the Pittsburgh Pirates by a score of 6-2. The other game they lost was on ESPN today. They lost 3-2. The Rays all over the Phillies today, 10-1. In the Cactus League, the Indians over the Reds by a score of 4-3. Padres 6, Brewers 5, and the other one was a blowout. The White Sox losing to the Diamondbacks 10-2. 2 games tonight in spring training. It'll be the Dodgers taking on the Angels, and lastly, it'll be the Athletics taking on the Giants. In the NHL, here are the games that we have for tonight. Lots of action to get to, starting with the Islanders and the Blue Jackets. Right now, that game is tied at 1 with 5 minutes and 34 seconds left in the first period. NBC Sports Network, the Bruins taking on the Red Wings tonight. Capitals at the Canadiens, Lightning at the Senators, Hurricanes at the Panthers, Rangers at the Wild, Flames at the Blues, Canucks at the Blackhawks, and lastly, the Oilers taking on the Kings. That's the final update for Sports World Radio. This update was brought to you by The Flipper at flipperflipper.com. When we come back from the commercial break and update, more sports talk with Jeff Eskow, Frank Sprankle, and Sean Mann on all the divisions for Major League Baseball and other sports topics.
Welcome to the Man Manual. Man comes with a multifunctional casing known as skin. It is remarkable. Warning, standard body wash can cause damage to man's skin. Maintain it properly with Dove Men Plus Care Body Wash. It cleans man and protects skin from dryness. This will keep man's skin remarkable, even under extreme testing. Dove Men Plus Care Body Wash. Skin care built in. Also, freshen man's exterior with new Aqua Impact Body Wash.
Why does consultant Jerry Howell stay at La Quinta?
Can you come back tomorrow?
Because only with La Quinta can Jerry instant hold the room tonight using just his phone number. And then power down for tomorrow on his pillow top bed. And when Jerry's refreshed, you know what he does?
We need ideas, people. Think.
Synergistic integration. Genius.
He thinks outside the box.
I'm going for it. No.
La Quinta Inns and Suites take care of you so you can take care of business. Instant hold your next stay on your smartphone at LQ.com.
La Quinta.
Hi, I'm Montel Williams. Most of you know me as a talk show host, but I'm also an author, actor, single father of 4, a fitness writer, avid snowboarder, and I'm also a medical marijuana patient. Like many of the million people who are living with multiple sclerosis, I'm in pain every single day. And sometimes my nerves are so raw that if you brushed up against me in an elevator, I'd scream. I can't sleep at night from the pain, and sometimes the spasms in my legs are so intense they will wake me up throughout the night. I've tried the strongest prescription medications available, and I'm going to tell you, they do not work. In fact, they leave me in a stupor, and most of the time, it's impossible to even live your life. Now, I've tried medical marijuana, and I'm going to tell you something, it works. If you'd like more information about medical marijuana, you can contact the Marijuana Policy Project at mpp.org or call 1-877-JOIN-MPP.
Hey everybody, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
All right, welcome back to Sports World Radio. Jeff Escal, Sean Mann, doing this show each and every Monday through Friday, 6 o'clock on the East, 3 o'clock on the West. And if you live in the Central,
5
Take
o'clock.
it out for yourself. Oh, you beat me.
I beat you, dude. What do I? Hey, do I win a chocolate bunny from the Easter Bunny?
hey, Easter Bunny, you can hop right on out of here. Roger Goodell, you ain't allowed in my goddamn room either. Get the hell out.
Hey, wait. Let's talk about Charles here.
Neither is Charles Barkley.
We got Roger Goodell here. Hey, Roger, tell your officials they suck.
Hey, Roger, if you don't learn how to run your $9 billion industry, you should get the hell out, bitch.
Hey, I
you're
got a
doing
question.
a crappy
Roger,
job.
I think I'm going to challenge Goodell. Seriously, like how you want to challenge Skip Bayless, I'm going to challenge Roger Goodell. I want you to lay down your job, commissioner of the National Football League, and if I win the challenge, I become commissioner of the NFL.
Yeah, that's going to happen.
Jeez, lovely.
That would be better. What do you mean, oh, jeez? That would be better than Goodell.
Yeah, that's going to happen.
All right, in the National League East, I'm going to go first. You know what? I'm going to go with the Washington Nationals again. Matt Williams did a great job. The team went 96-66. Remember, they picked up Max Scherzer in a big deal. The Nationals are a young team. They're going to be there again. I like Washington winning the National League East. Frank, the floor is yours. Who do you
agree more? The
National
Washington
League
Nationals, look, they have an excellent lineup, but now you add with the likes of Jordan. Yeah, the National League East. I got to take the Washington Nationals because now with a strong, they probably have the best pitching in baseball, I think. Now that you've added Max Scherzer, you got Jordan Zimmerman, you have a pretty good punch in that starting rotation and an excellent established lineup. Washington, not only are they might pick to win the NL East, I think they have an excellent shot of getting into the World Series this year.
Well, I'm going to go with the New York Mets. I'm going to stay with the Mets. And really quick, before we go any further, hey, Roger Goodell, if you were such a good freaking commissioner and so concerned about the concussions and all the injuries that are going on in the NFL, you should get rid of the Thursday games because there's no way in hell a guy that plays on Sunday can be all healed up from that game and play on Thursday. If you were really concerned about the welfare of your NFL players, you wouldn't have Thursday games. But the only thing you're concerned with is the money. So get the hell out of my room.
He always concerned with his CBS and the NFL Network. And this is just about CBS. Wait, did you throw Goodell out?
Yes, I just threw Roger Goodell out.
Jeff, we go back to MLB.
You want to see how fast I can throw Roger Goodell out? Watch this. Bamo, slammo, whammo. He's just been blocked, and I hope it's not Josh.
I have a question, though, Jeff. Change of subject back to MLB. Why are you going with the New York Mets? What's your thoughts about that?
Because I've been paying attention to them a little bit. Listen, I'm on the West Coast. I got the Padres out here. I might as well take the complete opposite end over there. Every time I take the freaking Atlanta Braves, they never win. So
let me ask.
I'm going with freaking damn Mets this year.
Let me ask you. Wait a minute. Did you root? Were you an Atlanta Braves fan growing up, or you didn't root for the Mets or Yankees when you were living in New York?
No,
right?
I was when I was a kid growing up, I was a Mets fan.
Oh, okay. We used to get the Mets games on WOR when it was a superstation. It was on Channel 4 in our cable.
I used to love that freaking song, Meet the Mets.
Meet the Mets.
Come
See
on
the
out
Mets.
and
Step
greet
right
the
up
Mets.
And greet the Mets.
Yeah,
Bring your kiddies, bring your wife. Guaranteed they have the time of your life.
Yeah, we played the whole song, the whole intro here on
That
one,
is a
on the
catchy
show.
tune.
It is. So that's what brought me to the Mets. But as we got older, and my mother and Turner's channel came out, and we got to watch that, she fell in love with the Braves, so we became Braves fans.
You know
the
what's
Mets,
cool
though. The Mets, though, you look at this team. They haven't been to the World Series since 2000. Haven't won it since '86. The last time they got really, really far was when Willie Randolph was the manager of the team, and the Mets went to the NLCS in 2006. They are a young team, though, Frank, but, Terry Collins is a good manager, but he just has to figure out what he can do to get the Mets over the top and see if they can capture the National League East. It's been a long time.
One thing about the Atlanta Braves, they do have a lot of young talent. I think the Mets and Braves are certainly going to be, I think more so the Mets. But here's the thing, that Washington Nationals pitching staff, that's going to be untouchable for the most part.
What about
because
the
of
Phillies?
the pitching staff? The Phillies, under Ryan Sandberg, they really haven't done much. And you don't understand this. They did lose Jimmy Rollins. They lost a huge spark plug. They still have Ryan Howard. You don't expect the Phillies to really do much. And here's the thing. People aren't talking about the Phillies. People aren't talking about the Phillies being in the NL East and being contention.
The Phillies, though, they've got uncertainty with Cole Hamels.
We don't know what his contract status is.
We don't even know if he's going to be there for the whole season for the Phillies. There's all indications he could be traded. Cliff Lee has been put on the injured list, on the disabled list, because 60-day DL. So the Phillies, they face another big rebuilding process for the Philadelphia Phillies. Now, Frank, the floor is yours. It's your turn. National, who do you go with?
People want me to say the Chicago Cubs. I think they're a work in progress, and understand this about the Cubs. It's like Wrigley Field. They're a work in progress. But understand this. While Wrigley Field is being built up, this Cub team is being built up. People talk about how great Chris Bryant is. I don't think there's any question about it. He has the potential to be great. He's starting off in AAA. Javier Baez, he has been demoted to AAA because he is having a hard time making contact with the baseball. You have a young kid named Addison Russell who can play various positions in the field. He has been brought down. I'll tell you this. I think the Cubs, I'm going to say this. I don't think the Cubs are going to win the division. I think St. Louis or maybe even Pittsburgh is poised to win that division. I think the Pittsburgh Pirates could be contenders with that division because of the great outfield led by Andrew McCutchen.
Please tell me you're not picking the Pirates.
What?
Please tell me you're not picking the freaking Pirates.
They might win that division.
You're not going to be on this show too much longer. You pick the freaking Pirates.
What do you have against the Pirates? Browning should be praising me.
We are family. Wes, you know Jeff can't stay on the Pirates because of Wes.
I hate the freaking Pirates.
That's because you hate the Steelers?
I'm picking the Pirates to finish last in that division. How about that?
Wes would disagree with you. I know that Wes.
All right, fine. You know what, Jeff? Just for you, I'm going to take the Pirates.
Oh, Pittsburgh Pirates goes to Frank. He's
okay,
taking
Frank, you're
Jeff,
taking the Pirates, eh? Look at
Wes
Josh.
Taking the Pirates.
Look at Josh. He's picking the Pirates too.
Wait a minute. I'm sick of the Cardinals. Oh, okay.
He's sick of the Cardinals, so he's picking the Pirates.
So Frank Pirates, Josh Pirates. Jeff, who you taking in the National League?
I hope somebody takes the Cubs and I'm wrong. Seriously.
I really want to take the Cubs just to prove you wrong. I really, really want to do it. I so want to do it. But I have to take the Cincinnati Reds.
Oh, you're going.
That's an interesting. I don't think Cincinnati's going to be much in the conversation. Them or Milwaukee. Go ahead.
I'm taking Cincinnati because the All-Star game is there this year. When you ask me this question next year about the NL West, you'll see who I'll take next year because the All-Star game is there.
This was a tough one for me to pick. I'm going to go with, St. Louis, though. You never can count the Cardinals out. Mike Matheny's done a great job of taking over for Tony La Russa. The Cardinals, are going to be there. I'm sick of the Cardinals too, Josh. I hate to do it, but I am going to take the Cardinals again just because you can't rule them out. St. Louis always figures out a way to be such a tough team to beat in the month of October.
I think Inky's going to the All-Star game this year, guys.
Frank, your assessment on the St. Louis Cardinals, what do you think of them?
Here's the thing about the Cardinals, and you mentioned Mike Matheny. He has done a great job managing that team since Tony La Russa left a few years back. And not only that, the Cardinals, they are always fine-tuned. That starts with the front office. If the Cardinals win that division, I'm going to take Pittsburgh. But if the Cardinals win that division, that would not shock me at all.
In the National League West, I will go first. I'm going to take the Los Angeles Dodgers to win the NL West. They have got plenty of talent. They got speed. They've got pitching. I like the Dodgers in this division. Frank, who's you taking in the National League West?
Let me ask you this, Jeff. I think the Padres, maybe a year from now, I'll be taking them. They still need some work, but I'm going to have to take the Dodgers. The Giants have lost some of their key talent this year. I think the Dodgers finally win that division, and who knows? Do they go to the World Series? It hasn't been done since 1988? Maybe.
And you'll never forget that, too, Frank. That's the memory with Kirk Gibson.
I watched it live.
Yes.
Who you taking, Sean?
I'm going to take the L.A. Dodgers, Jeff. Who you taking?
I don't want to take the Dodgers because I don't like them. And I don't think San Diego's ready, even though they got a lot of things put in place right now, and they might surprise you this year. Screw it. I'm going with the Padres.
Jeff taking the Beaver would be saying, "Oh, Jeff, I applaud you. Thank you so much."
You know what? You know what, Sean? You know what, Sean? Thank you for reminding me. I'm taking the Padres in Beaver's honor.
Oh, there you go.
Thank you for reminding me, Sean. My good friend Beaver, who passed away a couple of years back, for him, I'm taking the Padres.
Josh, breaking news from the National League East. Josh says, I'm going with the Miami Marlins to win. Josh, the Marlins, really?
Is it Stanton? Giancarlo Stanton, just one bat?
They got one guy. And he's taking the Giants in the West, Sean.
Boy, Giancarlo Stanton must be Superman.
Josh is taking San Francisco.
Okay, what do you say
Giants.
we run to our final update, final break of the day? Our last commercial break. We'll come back. We'll finish up the show. We'll have a lot of fun. We'll say goodbye to Frankie, and he'll be.
You're kicking me out?
No, he'll be here for the last final segment. We'll all be here till the top of the hour, and then we'll say goodbye to you. You listen to Jeff Escow, Sean Mann, and Frank Sprankle on
Sports World Radio.
We'll be right back.
I had PTSD. Once I was back from Iraq, I was distant from everybody in my family.
We had a reunion of our unit, and you'd hear these spouses say, is your husband doing that? My husband's doing that too. I thought it was just us. And really understanding that, hey, this is a common experience.
I learned more to listen to what he was saying, and that made it easier for me to understand where his pain was coming from.
Warriors should know that resources are available. Learn more at realwarriors.net.
Every parent wants the safest and healthiest products for their family. That's why I created The Honest Company. I was just a concerned mom with a crazy dream. A wish that there was a company that I could rely on that did all of the hard work for me. I'm Jessica Alba, and The Honest Company was my dream.
LegalZoom has helped 1 million businesses successfully get started, including Jessica's. Launch your dream at LegalZoom today. Call us. We're here to help.
Confusion ever someone or have sudden you trouble had speaking, understanding?
Understanding trouble? Have you sudden have or speaking someone ever confusion?
Have you ever had sudden confusion, trouble speaking, or understanding someone?
It could be one of the 5 signs of stroke.
Sudden weakness or numbness of the face, arm, or leg.
Sudden trouble with vision in one or both eyes.
Suddenly having trouble walking or difficulty with balance.
Or a sudden intense headache that comes out of nowhere.
If you or someone you know has any of these symptoms, don't wait. Call 911 immediately. You could make a difference in someone's life, someone you love, maybe even your own.
It's late until, wait, don't too. Don't wait until it's too late.
Time lost is brain lost.
Find out more at powertoendstroke.org. Brought to you by the American Heart Association, American Stroke Association, and the Ad Council.
Hey everybody, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Welcome back to Sports World Radio, the final segment of the Thursday show. We've been going just about an hour and 45 minutes. Got the last 15 minutes left for you guys. Where are we going next, Mr. Shawnee?
All right, Jeff, the final story that we get to, we'll save the wild card in the World Series for next week.
Let's hit the wild card in World Series right now, man.
Okay, I was just, you sent me a story that I was trying to get to for the NFL, but I guess we can save that for another time.
We can do that tomorrow.
Okay. All right, so we're going to go next to the American League wild card. Now, there's 2 teams that we'll all be picking Frank, who do you like as your 2 wild card teams in the American League?
I am going to go with the wild card matchup in no particular. All right, I'll tell you this. The wild card matchup will be the Baltimore Orioles at the Los Angeles Angels.
Oh, so you kind of switched things around a little bit. You think the O's will get the wild card and the Angels will get a wild
Right,
card?
I said the Red Sox win that division because I think they're revamping. Here's another thing about the Red Sox. A year after struggles, they do well. I honestly think it'll be Baltimore at the Los Angeles Angels in the AL wild card matchup.
You know who I got in the American League? I got the White Sox and the Angels.
Where do you think that game would be played at?
Probably, I'd like to see it played in
Chicago?
in L.A.
Oh, geez, Jeff, I'd love to go to that game. You know, I'm a Cub fan, but I go to as many White Sox games as I do Cubs.
That's why I want it in L.A., so you can't go to it.
You have to remember this. One of the reasons why the Angels have struggled and they've gone 10-22 in the last 32, it also adds to the fact that the Angels and the White Sox did play in the 2005 American League Championship Series. I'll never forget that series. The White Sox went against the Angels and took them out. I'll never forget when they won 3-3.
Who are you taking, Sean?
Right now, I'm going to take the Seattle Mariners to win the American League wild card. And the other team I like I'm going to take the Tigers too. The Detroit Tigers, I'm not going to rule out because, hey, they lost Porcello, they lost Scherzer, but they're still a team you can't count out.
Okay, and Josh is taking the American League wild cards. His American League wild cards are the Angels and the Royals. And his National League wild cards are the Reds and the Dodgers.
Is this for Josh?
Yes, that's for Josh.
I'm going to take the Cardinals and the Mets.
Hold on,
or Mets
Frank.
at Cardinals.
Hold on, Frank. Reds, Dodgers. Frank, now the floor is yours for the NL wild.
I do agree. I think the Mets will be an improved team. I honestly think they have potential to get to that wild card game. I think Washington, that pitching staff, that's going to be, like I said, that's going to be for the most part an untouchable pitching staff. But I think the Mets are going to be an improved team. I'll say the Mets will travel to St. Louis to take on the Cardinals.
So you're going to take the Mets and the Cardinals, correct, Frank?
Mets and the Cardinals in the wild card game, which I love, gentlemen. Josh, Sean, Jeff. I know you guys disagree. I love it.
Check this out. Inky doesn't like the Reds, but she's going to the All-Star game at Cincinnati because it's right in her backyard, and she's a Red Sox fan. So
what
she's
team does she like, Robin? What team are you a fan of?
She's a Red Sox fan.
Diehard Red Sox fan. There you go, Inky.
Yeah, she's a diehard Red Sox fan, but she lives right by Cincinnati's baseball park. I don't know the name of it anymore.
Great American.
Great American. She lives right there, so she's going to the All-Star game, but she hates the Reds. How about that?
I just hope we're seeing Pete Rose at the All-Star game.
Well, we will. It's already been said and done. He's going to be there.
Oh, really?
Okay. Yeah, Shaba's National Leagues are the Reds and the Padres and the Orioles and the Royals for American League. I'm taking. What are we doing? National League?
National League wild card. It's your turn.
National League wild card. I'm going with the Nationals. Watch this pick right here.
Go ahead.
Watch this one. The Nationals and the Cardinals.
Ooh. Nationals and the Cardinals.
Only one team's making it from the West, and that's going to be the winner, and that's it.
Let's see. NL wild card. This is a tough one for me to kind of look at here. You know what, Frank? I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I might take the Chicago Cubs to maybe get to the wild card.
Okay.
Against this. Get ready for this, Jeff. The Cubs at the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Oh, you're an idiot.
Wow, an NL Central matchup. Let me ask you this question. Where would that game be? Would that game be at Wrigley or PNC?
I believe it'd be at PNC. Now, Wes last year was very fed up that he lost that one-game playoff to the Giants.
Wes and I may have a lot of conflict.
I'll never forget that Jeff messages me, and I'm watching the game, and I'll never forget when Jeff says, "See, told you." And I said, "You won't see Wes around very much."
We really haven't, have we?
No, we haven't.
Nope.
Now, we move to the World Series matchup. The World Series, Frank, one team from the American League and the National League. You go first. Who do you think is going to
I think it's going to be the Washington Nationals.
Okay. Washington Nationals. Hold on.
Taking on, and that's really a tough one to figure out who's going to be from the American League. But you know what? I'll take Washington, and you know what? Can Kansas City get back? You know what? I'll make your day. I'll say it'll be the Red Sox. They did add to their lineup.
Yeah.
I'll say, how about this? An Eastern Coast World Series. Washington Nationals, Boston Red Sox.
Oh, I'd love that. Red Sox Nationals and Max Scherzer trying to get revenge against us because of what happened in the 2013 ALCS. Jeff, you're up.
World Series?
Yep, World Series.
I'm going to piss a lot of people off. I'm taking the Kansas City Royals and the San Diego Padres.
Okay, Kansas City Royals.
I'd watch that World Series, by the way.
And then I would watch it too, no question about it. San Diego, and that would be really great for baseball. Royals, Padres.
Mm-hmm. Let me ask you a question, though. I got to ask you a question. What happens if one of these years the Padres and Red Sox meet in a World Series?
Oh, it's going to be fun, Sean. I
That's
guess
my point. That's my point.
I guess Sean's flying down.
Have you two had any wagers during interleague play?
I guess Sean's flying down to San Diego for a couple of the games.
Oh, God.
Josh has the White Sox and the Pirates in the World Series.
I'll get to that in just a second. I'm going to go with Red Sox and Frank, get ready, Washington Nationals.
Red Sox Nationals, so you're going along the lines that I am. Can great minds speak a lot like? We'll find out in October.
No, they don't.
Josh, we figured that was going to happen. Josh is
White Sox
like you said.
and Pirates.
Yep. White Sox, American League, and then Pittsburgh Pirates. This ought to be a real great matchup.
Wow.
If that happened. Pirates. Oh, I know one thing, Josh. You would be giving Wes a lot of junk, and I could see a wager between you and Wes. White Sox.
I know. I wouldn't mind the Cubs and Pirates playing that one-game playoff. Talk about Wes and I.
Exactly. So those are some of the World Series matchups. I'll make sure to gather it, but that was something I wanted to do, Jeff, to make sure, because baseball season starts Sunday night.
Let me ask you this, though. As much as I'm excited about my favorite team, the Chicago Cubs, opening up, and I am happy they're opening up because I am a Cub fan, but I'll admit, it just doesn't seem right. The Cubs, they are in a rebuilding phase. They got a lot of young talent. People are excited. You wanted to see the renovations of Wrigley Field on national TV. You're not going to see some of them because there's going to be no bleachers. You'll have a video screen in left, but no bleachers. The San Francisco Giants did win the World Series. Why aren't they opening up on Sunday night? If you win the World Series, the NFL does it right. If you win the World Series, you should open up on Sunday Night Baseball in front of national TV audience.
That is true because of the fact that you saw the team that won the World Series opening up. I don't know. Maybe sometimes it happens where teams open up on the road and play like 6 games, 5 games on the road, and then boom, they come back and open up their home opener and receive their World Series.
Have that one game. Yeah, but you could have that one game in which you reschedule that one game to accommodate national TV.
That's true.
I mean, I don't like it. I just don't like the fact that the Cubs, and I like the Cubs and what they're doing here, but they weren't even in the playoffs. They were a last-place team last year in the NL Central, and they're opening up the Major League season at home to the entire country.
Shabba says this, Jeff and Frank. You know who I'm taking in the Fall Classic, Jeff and Frank, Sean? Reds versus the Orioles. A little old school there. How about that? Maybe Cincinnati and Baltimore in the World Series this year?
Cincinnati and Baltimore?
Cincinnati, Baltimore.
1970.
That's right, and the Reds have not won a World Series since 1990 and the Orioles since 1983, but get ready for what should be another great season of Major League Baseball. The only thing I would like is hoping that they could try to do something to clear the interleague play. It's just, that's the one thing Jeff and I haven't really
I hate that. I hate that interleague play crap. I can't stand it.
Put in place by Bud Selig.
I hate that. I like to see Manfred come in there and get rid of that. You know what I like to see him do? Let Pete Rose get into the Hall of Fame and get rid of interleague play.
Yeah, that includes, hold on, Jeff, that would include the rivalries. Cubs, White Sox, Mets, Yankees, Dodgers, Angels.
Correct.
All of it. Giants, A's.
Correct, all of it.
Okay, but what about, the Giants and A's and the Reds? The Giants and A's and the Dodgers and Angels are playing tonight in their respective Major League ballparks.
Yeah, but it's preseason game, right?
So you don't mind the preseason?
No, I don't care about the preseason game. Don't do it during the regular season because then it takes it away from the World Series. Because who knows? Those teams could have played each other during the season.
Fault the strike of 1994.
I remember growing up just how fun interleague play could be when they did it only in 1 month, and that was June. And that was when you saw the matchups happen in the month of June. And then after the All-Star break, remember that? After the All-Star break got over, they used to play a little bit of interleague play, and then they went back to AL versus AL, NL versus NL.
Right.
And they would do it like the NFL, how you have the interconference play with the NFC and the AFC. Remember, every year, one thing that's commonplace in Major League Baseball interleague play, like in the NFL, is, for instance, the NL Central plays the AL Central this year. It's only one division you play, and then like in the NFL, if the NFC and the AFC, you may play the AFC Central.
And I also say, Manfred, I've got a proposal for you. Get rid of that all-star rule. The team that wins the Midsummer Classic, get rid of it.
Thank you.
Because it's been bad from day one, and when Seelig put that one in 2002, I sat there shaking my head saying, what a disgrace to the game. What a disgrace to the teams. What a disgrace to the teams. Real quick, Jeff and Frank. For a team that gets the most wins and should have the home field advantage throughout all the playoffs.
Oh, that is so
right.
Dude, it doesn't take a genius to figure that out.
No, it doesn't. Not one bit.
That stipulation has got to be one of the worst fiends in sports.
I
Not
agree.
just baseball, but sports today.
No, I agree with you 100% on that. Hey, you know what? That's our time. We got to get the flock out of here. I want to thank everybody for hanging out with us. Frank, so much for joining us today, buddy. We appreciate it.
Hey, you know what? I know, Jeff, you don't celebrate Easter or Good Friday, but I just want to say have a great holiday weekend if you celebrate something this weekend. Likewise, you, Sean and Josh.
There you go. There it is. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for listening to Sports World Radio today. Remember, you only have one life to live. Live it long, live it strong, and live it proud. And please don't forget, life may suck, but the alternative is unacceptable.
Amen.
Peace out, everybody. For Sean Mann, Frank Sprankle, I'm Jeff Escal. This has been Sports World Radio. Good night, bitches.
Goodbye, and have a great evening.
Hey, boys, Stimpy. We sure had fun today, didn't we? So long, kids. Come on, Stimpy, say goodbye.
Where are we going?
The show's over.